Hidden Prophecies. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Behold, my soul delights in proving to my people the truth of the coming of the Messiah. For this cause Allah promised to me that the things which I write shall be preserved. Abraham saw of his coming and was filled with gladness and did rejoice. Moses and all the prophets, from Samuel and those who follow after, as many as has spoken, yes, they have all testified of the coming of the Messiah. It is the wisdom of Allah that we should obtain these records, that whosoever of my people may see these words, and may lift up their hearts and rejoice for all men. They are all hidden, but they were pronounced openly. Search the prophecies of Isaiah. Because it is known of Allah that wickedness will not bring them forth unto them. It shall be no more until he comes, whose right it is. Him will the Lord bless, for none can have the power to bring it to light, save it be given to him of Allah. For Allah wills that it shall be done with an eye single to his glory. It shall be brought out of darkness unto light, according to the word of Allah. For the Lord, the discerner of hearts, who knows everything beforehand, perceive the weakness of men and the craftiness of the devil. Behold, I speak to you as if you were present, and you are not. Will you believe in the day of your visitation, when your souls are racked with a consciousness of guilt that you have ever abused his law? At that time he will proceed to do a marvelous work and a wonder among the children of men, and whoever receives this record, the same shall know of greater things than these. He will bring his words to them, who was rejected by them, which word shall judge them at the last day. This is written for the intent that you may believe, and that it shall be well for you in the day of judgment. For the whole time of your faith will not be profitable to you, if you are not made perfect in the last time. He that condemns, let him be aware that it is the hand of the Lord that has done it. The eternal purposes of the Lord shall roll on until his promises shall be fulfilled. The time will come when the signs which I have foretold you will come to pass. For truly not an iota, not a dot will pass from the law until all is accomplished. Follow me, and I will lead you to the city of the anointed. Let us take our journey. I will not give up until I reach the junction of the two seas. The land is an exceedingly good land, a land that flows with milk and honey. Travel through the land, and when you shall come to that which is called the Golden Gate, there is a sea set in a wide expanse, so that it is broad and vast. This is the sea that encircles the whole earth. But the land is a land of hills and valleys, for indeed the city of the anointed is uniquely great, a city which is set on a hill. See the waters, the one fresh, while the other salt and bitter. Between them is a barrier which they cannot pass. When these signs meet you, wait and be patient, for the people will not eat till he comes. Come and renew the kingdom there, for it is the city of the great king. Surely the Lord does nothing without revealing his secrets to his servants, the prophets, who can but prophesy. For the Lord has spoken it, and none can stay it. And now read this. And it shall come to pass, when the prophecies of Isaiah shall be fulfilled, at that day when the book shall be delivered unto the man of whom I have spoken, the book shall be hid from the eyes of the world by the power of Allah. It shall come in a day when it is said that miracles are done away. Yes, you shall say, he is a false prophet, and that he is a sinner, because he testifies that your deeds are evil. And in that day the country that was more pious than all countries will become impious. Egypt shall become like the fables, for foreigners will come into Egypt, and moreover Egyptians will be prohibited from worshipping Allah. They will come into ultimate punishment. In those days the earth will not be stable, and the air will be diseased. There will be murders and robbings, and lying and deceivings, and whoredoms, and all manner of abominations. Darkness shall be preferred to light. The pious man shall be counted as insane, and the impious man will be honored as wise. Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, for then shall be great tribulation. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence, and earthquakes in various places. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. So when the sight becomes dazed, and the moon eclipsed, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. It shall come to pass in the latter days that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established as the highest of the mountains. The haughty look of men shall be brought low, and the pride of men shall be humbled, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. He will raise a beacon for a nation afar off. He will whistle for him at the end of the earth, and lo, swiftly will he come. In that day the branch of the Lord shall be beautiful and glorious. Take heed, you peoples, and give ear, all you far countries. Prepare yourselves and become dumbfounded. Plan a plan, and it shall come to naught. It shall not stand. In truth, a remnant will return to the mighty Allah, overflowing with righteousness as decreed in the midst of all the earth. He will cut down the thickets of the forest with an axe, and the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of counsel and might, and the Spirit of knowledge and fear of the Lord. Woe to those who decree iniquitous decrees, and the writers who keep writing oppression. Its time is close at hand, and its days will not be prolonged. For the Lord has proposed, and who shall annul it? In that day the deaf shall hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and darkness, that it might be for the time to come, as a witness forever. For the Lord is a God of justice. Behold, for the king it is made ready. When the Lord stretches out his hand, he will deliver it. Then the eyes of those who see will not be closed, and the ears of those who hear will hearken. Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and he will be the stability of your times. Hear you who are far off, and you who are near. You shall see the king in his beauty. His bread will be given him, and his water will be sure. Before that day shall come, great destruction shall come upon the world, as the day draws near, when he grows to manhood and attains his 40th year. When the 40 years be past, Allah will give life to his messenger, and he will consider what he ought to do. For he will perceive that none has loved Allah as he should. And when he has drawn near unto the throne, Allah shall give unto his messenger a book. And behold, the book shall be sealed. Allah shall open the book in the hand of his messenger, and he shall deliver the words of the book. It shall come to pass that Allah shall say unto him to whom he shall deliver the book, Read this, and bear in mind its precepts, that you may grow in understanding, and I will show unto you the greater things. Write in a book all the words I have spoken to you, for yours is the right of possession, and get you witnesses, the former kings which were before you, for I have spoken the word. I made a covenant with them, and I will make you a horror to all the kingdoms of the earth. And all the prophets shall arise by the power of Allah, and they shall testify to the truth of the book, and the things that are therein, besides him to whom the book shall be delivered. For 2 years he shall take no part in judgment, nor ask for counsel. Afterwards he will do the will of Allah, according to all that has been revealed from age to age. He shall measure out knowledge discovered throughout the ages, as he commanded. He shall teach them to do all that is commanded at that time, and separate from all those who have not turned aside from all ungodliness. He shall perform the will of Allah in all his deeds and in all his dominion, as he commanded. He shall freely delight in all that befalls him, and nothing shall please him save Allah's will. Behold, the days are coming, when those who dwell on earth shall be seized by great terror, and the way of truth shall be hidden. Unrighteousness shall be increased beyond what you yourself see, and there shall be chaos in many places. Wisdom shall withdraw into its chamber, and unrighteousness and unrestraint shall increase upon the earth. At that time men shall hope but not obtain, and they shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. If you are alive, you will see. Then you will know that it is of these days that the Most High spoke, from the days which were of old. For he has weighed the age in the balance, and measured the times by measure, and numbered the times by number, and he will not arouse them until that measure is fulfilled. These are the signs which I am permitted to tell you, so that you may not forsake us. Do not be terrified, because the word concerns the end. Behold, the book shall be opened before the firmament, and full storehouses shall be found to be empty. For evil shall be blotted out, and truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be revealed as it was in the first beginnings. The earth shall give up those who are asleep in it, whose words are sure, and whose utterances are certain. Then shall you know that the Most High is about to visit the world which he has made. So when there shall appear in the world earthquakes, tumults of peoples, intrigues of nations, and wavering of leaders, those to whom the age belongs, and for whose sake the age was made before the world was made for them to dwell in, and others will come. One shall reign, whom those on earth do not expect. All shall hear his voice, and the foundations of the earth shall understand that the speech concerns them, because he shall know the law of the Lord as the anointed high priest. He will reprove the assembled nations for their ungodliness, and will approach them to their face with their evil thoughts. He shall deal with them and shall prevail, for plots shall be devised against him, but to no avail. All you inhabitants of the world, what I have heard from the Almighty I announce to you. An anointed one shall be cut off, and when he is risen, his dominion shall be a great dominion. He shall stand in the glorious land, and he shall become strong with a small people, for what is determined shall be done. Everyone whose name shall be found written in the book, and many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. Knowledge shall increase, and many shall purify themselves when he comes. Then shall he speak openly, to give hope to the pitiable, and heavenly faith to the faithless, whom the serpent led by guile. He shall call the souls of the blessed, and godless ordinances will he dissolve, and oppressive fetters. As smoke clears and is no more, so shall wickedness perish forever, and righteousness be revealed. Like a sun governing the world, he will fulfill Allah's law and not destroy. He shall bring terms of peace and shall perform them, because him has the Lord chosen to be king over all the nation. He will teach all things, bringing tidings to men, and shall call upon all to make straight the ways, and cast out all evil from the heart. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, a notable seal, whom Moses typified. To him shall the gathering of the people be, that the congregation of the Lord be not as sheep who have no shepherd. For Allah will open dark breasts with his lights. The stone which he promised, perceiving all, seeing all, and hearing all, he shall spy out the inmost parts, and lay bare for scrutiny, which from the beginning was given in ordinances because of a disobedient people. Allah has ordained an end for falsehood, and at the time of visitation he will destroy it forever. The stone shall utter its voice, and he shall be plunged into the spirit of purification, that he may instruct the upright in the knowledge of the Most High. He will cleanse him of all wicked deeds with the spirit of holiness. There shall be no more lies, and all the works of falsehood shall be put to shame. A book of reminders shall be written before him, of those who fear Allah and worship his name. Then you shall distinguish once more between the just and the wicked, for in it all things shall be strictly defined. In those days a change shall take place for the holy and elect, and the righteous shall be victorious in the name of the Lord of spirits. For Allah has chosen them for an everlasting covenant, and he will cause others to witness, that they may repent. Wickedness shall be banished by righteousness, as darkness is banished by light. For in those days the elect one shall arise, and he shall choose the righteous and holy from among them. They shall separate from the congregation of the men of falsehood, and shall unite. The interpreter shall not conceal from them, that they may do according to all that has been revealed from age to age. O blessed servants, rejoice again. When the limit of time comes of the phoenix, no more shall the land of luxuriant Rome be victorious. The impassable Alp, your king, shall come, seeking a people which Assyria's shoot destroyed in the age of domination and wickedness. In the guilt of the ages, smitten by iniquity, he shall do what neither his fathers nor his fathers' fathers have done. He will take away our yoke of slavery that rests upon our necks. For he shall wage the war of the Lord, and none of the sons of iniquity shall endure. He shall direct those who are left by the discerning knowledge of Allah, and an avenging judgment to destroy wickedness. Then shall all the earth rest from trouble, not divided by walls or fences. Allah shall sanctify, and purity shall endure among the cleansed. He will make them joyful until the end comes. Come he at dawn or dusk, yet come he will, for certain, to whom the Most High gave a throne to take before he was born. As it belonged to his fathers, so shall he inherit it, and hold fast to it with all the strength of his might. Escaping from fire, he shall appear to the sleepers. He shall show heavenly paths, and he shall teach all with wise speeches. This shall be a sign unto you that these things shall come to pass. For a murky cloud shall cover the boundless earth, and then shall Allah thereafter make a great sign from the wise moon, radiant and brightly beaming from the brilliant heaven for not a few days, a sign of a rift in heaven. Then shall come the time of the great triumphal entry, when he stretches out his hand and measures all things, leaving to the world the ordinance of the gospel. The blind shall see, and the deaf shall hear, and they who speak not shall speak. For indeed Allah, who rules on high, they shall come to know through him, when he sits on the throne of his kingdom. All the selected men whom he selected shall be men of truth, God-fearers, haters of unjust gain, and mighty warriors. The righteous shall have rest from oppression of sinners. There shall be peace to the righteous in the name of the eternal Lord, and there shall be a light that never ends. That day is prepared for the elect a covenant, but for the sinners an inquisition. We have heard tidings from the Lord, and a messenger has been sent to the nations, who plays an advocate for us all. When the morning dawns, disgrace will not overtake us. Is it not for you to know justice? Who has taught you this? See if he receives our letter and reads it, for the decree from of old is, when the king is risen, the Lord will disclose these things, and the glory of the Lord and the cloud will appear. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Peace be unto you, O righteous scribe. You are the Son of Man, and righteousness has landed on you. We, many as we are one body, for we all share the same loaf. But you have been anointed by the Holy One to undo the devil's work. You are the head, and it shall come to pass that the Lord shall set you on high above all the nations on earth. Do not be afraid. We agreed to fulfill the ministry to which the Lord appointed us, and we made a covenant with each other. We write this to you, that all the people of the earth may know the hand of the Lord, that it is mighty. O mountain of the Lord, it is what we have seen and heard that we announce to you. The light of knowledge shall you light up in Jacob. Therefore has there been given you counsel and understanding, as it is written in the heavenly tables. The Lord shall open up to you his good treasure. From heaven shall it come down on you, and everyone shall receive of your words, and he shall thrust out the enemy from before you. Unto the great sea, towards the going down of the sun shall be your coast. You shall stand near the Lord, and shall be his minister, and shall declare his mysteries to men. It is not hidden from you, for Allah shall avenge the blood of his servants, and render vengeance on his adversaries. Marvel not at this. You are the Messiah. Arise, put on the robe of priesthood and the crown of righteousness as a prophet of the Most High. Come, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Rise up and glorify the name of Allah. Fear Allah with your whole heart and walk in simplicity according to his law. Reading unceasingly the law of Allah, work righteousness upon the earth. Get wisdom in the fear of Allah with diligence, and you shall have help. Now when this letter reaches you, rouse yourself, stand up, and put on strength. Put on your beautiful garments, and shake yourself from the dust, and all the world shall see the salvation of our God. We implore you, John, we know you can do it, for now is the time, and everything is ready. Prepare the table and anoint the shield. We know that you are true. You shall love Allah with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Whatever is fit to be revealed unto you shall be revealed. Only let your heart be with the Lord, and doubt not. Peace be unto you, and the blessings of Allah. Who has believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? It is John. He was despised and rejected of men, for he was cut off from the land of the living. He will become manifest, being devoted to the service of the Lord. The pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. Let he who has ears hear. O you who are situate at the entry of the sea, deliverance shall come to you. Just a short time and you will see him, the very stone that the builders rejected. Let him prophesy to the understanding of men. Behold, he who does these things, a prophet of the Lord, whom they thought to be dead, and of whom it was foretold. This stone shall become the great, and the last, and the only sure foundation. He is witness, and the things which are hidden shall be revealed to him. Here it is. What will you do?